Each week I speak to many people who want to sit on a company board, and that's really admirable. We want good people sitting around the boardroom tables of Australia. The motivations I hear are really varied. Some people want to give back their skills and experience, particularly post-executive life. Some want to give back to community or maybe an industry in which they've worked for a long period of time. Sometimes people talk about work-life balance. And the other thing that's not often said, but I think is implicit sometimes in wanting to sit on board roles, is status and ego. So what this means is, despite the liabilities that come with being a director, is there's a lot of people and a lot of competition to get board roles. And indeed, a public advertisement for a board role with a company with a good reputation, offering modest remuneration, can receive well over 100 credible candidate applications. So what does this mean? Well, I think what I'm seeing is a tendency for people, because they've got such a competitive environment in which they're operating, is to see when they get a board role as almost an analogy to reaching the top of the ladder. That they've been at the bottom of the ladder, they've gone through all this work, and now they've got the board role, they're at the top of the ladder. But in fact, I think that's the wrong way to look at this. I think getting the board role means you're at the bottom of the ladder. Why is that so? At the recent 2024 Australian Governance Summit held in Melbourne, there were some key things I took away from the speakers. The first one is just the increasingly complex strategic and compliance environment in which we operate as company directors. Related to that is the second observation, which is that being a director means a lot more than just reading board papers and turning up for board and committee meetings. You need to have a much higher level of engagement with the company and the context in which it operates. And thirdly, and sometimes I do wonder whether this is the case, all directors need to truly understand the business model of the company on whose board they sit. They need to understand, how does the business make money? What are some of its strategic risks and opportunities? And what are some of the sensitivities? If we had an adverse impact in one area, how would it impact another area of the company? So if we see getting a board role as being at the bottom of the ladder, and in light of some of these insights drawn from a current operating context, there's three things I think directors need to do to climb up that boardroom ladder. The first one is be really clear on appointment to a board how you're going to add value. How will you bring your best of your skills, your experience and your diversity to add value to that board and that company? Secondly, what do you need to learn? What do you need to learn about the company and the business model? How can you really understand how the company operates, where it derives income, and those strategic risks and opportunities that I referred to? And secondly, as a part of that understanding the environment, is what's happening strategically in the industry in which the company works? What are some of the other bigger drivers outside the company business model itself? And thirdly, what's the relationship that you want to engender with your peer directors and also your executives? Because those relationships and those soft governance skills are going to be absolutely critical to you being able to bring your hard governance skills and experience to that boardroom and company.